Yeah, good morning, dear students. This is the last class relating to indirect taxation subject. So, one concept is pending, that is determination of time of supply. This is relating to indirect taxation. Three things are there. As you know, it is one is time of supply, place of supply, and value of supply. So, last class we have discussed in last week we have discussed value of supply calculation as well as GST levy calculation or calculation of tax liability. So in today's class, yesterday few problem we have solved relating to time of supply. Remaining problem I will concentrate now. So concept is computation of time of supply or determination of time of supply. Rules, everything we have discussed in the previous class itself. It is one of the simplest problem. You have to you have to observe various dates, and you have to identify one date as a time of supply. That date will be considered as a time of supply. Rules we have. So rules we have discussed already in yesterday's class. We have discussed as well as during our theory classes we have discussed the rules. You can go through the rules once again if you want. So how many problems we have solved yesterday? I think three problems we have finished. Three problems we have completed. So straight away I will go to the problem number 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 problems are pending. We'll discuss one by one. So problem number 4, determine the time of supply. Yeah, determine the time of supply of goods in each of the following independent cases. So this is the question and this is the solution. You can see here itself. So various dates are given, different cases are given, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 independent cases are there, and different dates are given. What and all different dates? One is date of removal of goods. So date of removal of goods is nothing but date of delivery of goods. Then date of issue of invoice. The invoice is issued on various date in following cases. Then date of payment, date of payment from the recipient to supplier. Then date of entry in the books of account of supplier, date of entry in the books of account of supplier. So various informations are given. So observe the date and identify the type of supply in each cases. So first case, observe the first row, date of removal of goods 30th November 2017, date of issue of invoice 15th December 2017, date of payment 25/11/2017, and date of entry in books of account of supplier, that is 7th December 2017. Yeah, now what you have to do, you have to apply the same technique, observe all the data, and you have to identify the earlier date. So earlier date in the sense, actually you have to compare three things: date of issue of invoice, date of payment, as well as the last date for issuing the invoice, and some cases date of payment as well as date of book, date of entry in the books of account. That also you have to observe, and whichever is earlier is considered as time of supply. So rule will be different for calculation of time of supply of goods as well as time of supply for services. In the case of services, uh, the what due date or within 30 days actually they have to issue the invoice, and in the case of banking and insurance services, 45 days is the maximum limit that you have to be concentrate. That problem we have discussed in second problem, kindly go through. Okay, now in the first case, which is the time of supply? So obviously 25th 11 2017. Why? Because see, date of issue of invoice is December 15 2017, date of removal of goods 30th 11 2017, date of entry in the books of account is 7 12 2017, but date of payment before receiving the goods itself or before issuing the invoice itself, the recipient of goods has made the he make the payment, therefore time of supply is 25/11/2017. So you can see the answer, 25 November 2017 is the time of supply, because date of receipt of payment, since invoice is issued after the date of receipt of payment. See, uh, before getting the delivery of goods, or before issuing the invoice itself, recipient paid the amount to the supplier's account. That is called as date of payment. Therefore date of payment is sorry date of receipt of payment, since invoice is issued after the date of receipt of payment, therefore time of supply is the time of supply is 25 November 2017, that is date of payment. You can observe the second case now. Date of removal of goods 20th 11 2017, date of issue of invoice again in the month of December, date of payment 25 11 2017, and date of entry in books of account of supplier 7th December 2017. Now which is the date? Earlier date is 20th 11 2017, therefore time of supply is 20th 11 2017. But remember, suppose the same kind of problem comes for the exam, means you don't just write the answer as a time of supply, you have to write the reason also. You can see the solution, how to write the reason. So answer is 20th 11 2017 is the time of supply, because you have to compare all these things, all these four things you have to compare, four dates you have to compare, and you have to select one date as a time of supply. So which is the date here? 20th November 2017 is the time of supply, because invoice is not issued on or before removal of goods. When they issued the invoice, only after the removal of goods they issued the invoice. So which is the earlier date now? The date of removal of goods is the earlier date, that is 20th November 2017. Invoice is issued after that, so time of supply is considered as date of removal of goods only, that is 20th November 2017. And in the third case, 30th November 2017, 28 11 2017, 1st December 2017, and 7th December 2017. So which is the earliest date here? 28th November 2017. That's for 28th November 2017 is the time of supply, because date of issue of invoice, here invoice is issued prior to the removal of goods. First they issued the invoice, then they deliver the goods, then recipient makes the payment, and then only it entered in the books of account of supplier. So which is the first activity happened here? That is the issue of invoice. So issue of invoice date is 28th November 2017, so that will be the time of supply, because invoice is issued prior to the removal of goods as well as receipt of payment. And in the last case, 30th November 2017, date of removal of goods, issue of invoice is 15th December, date of payment is 25 11 2017, date of entry in the books of account of supplier 20th November 2017. So which is the earlier date? 20th November 2017 is the earlier date, therefore time of supply is 20th November 2017, because date on which payment is entered into a books of account. See, actually payment is not received, but still payment details is entered in the books of account of supplier, that is 20th November 2017. That day itself is considered as a time of supply. But payment made after 5 days, 20th November it was shown in the books of account, but payment made 25th November 2017, invoice is issued later, so that time of supply is date of entry in the books of account, that is 20th November 2017. So next problem, problem number 5, simple as it is, same kind of problem. From the following information of Mr. Chetan, a registered dealer, determine the time of supply of goods in each of the following independent cases. So again, four things are given like previous problem only: date of removal, date of issue of invoice, date of payment, and one more thing, date of receipt shown by recipient. So that he can show only after the payment. See, this is not the entry shown in the books of account of supplier. This is the date shown by recipient. Therefore, this one also you have to consider. Now see the case one by one. Case number one, date of removal 25th August, date of issue of invoice 31st August, date of payment. See, bank credited bank credit 5th 9 2017, but books of account it is shown as 4th 9 2017, and date of receipt shown by recipient 1st September 2017. So which is the earliest date here? 25th 8 2017 is the earliest date. So answer, you just check it. First case, 25 August 2017 is the time of supply, because invoice is not issued before the removal of goods. 25th 8 2017 is the date of removal of goods, but invoice is not issued before the removal of goods. Therefore, time of supply itself is date of removal of goods, that is 25th August 2017. In the case of second one, date of removal again same, 25th 8th 2017, that is August. Date of issue of invoice 21st. See, observe, invoice is issued before removal of goods, so 21 8 2017, but bank credit as well as books of account in the month of September. Date of receipt shown by recipient also September. So then which is the time of supply? 21st August 2017 is the time of supply, because invoice is issued before the date of removal of goods as well as before the date of payment. See, observe the answer. Second one, time of supply is 21st August 2017, since invoice is issued prior to the removal of goods and receipt of payment date of invoice. So therefore, time of supply itself is invoice date. Third one, date of removal of goods 25th August, date of issue of invoice 31st August. So which is the earlier one? Date of removal. Bank credit 19th 8. See, now observe, before the date of removal of goods itself, amount is credited to supplier account, that is 19th August 2017, but it's shown in the books of account before the payment itself, that is 16th August 2017, but date of receipt shown by recipient is 1st September. Now which is the earliest date? Which is the earliest date? 16th August 2017 is the earliest date. Therefore, time of supply is 16 August 2017. So 16 August 2017 is the time of supply, since one second. Yeah, 16th August 2017 is the time of supply, because payment is received before the removal of goods, payment is received before issue of invoice, payment is received before the payment is shown in the books of account. See, 16th August 2017 is the time of supply. Why? Because that record shown in the books of account of supplier. So earlier date only we have to consider. Therefore, date of the payment as per the books of entry in the supplier's account is considered as a time of supply. Therefore, 16th August 2017 is the time of supply. So if it is difficult for you to write the analysis part, at least you identify the earlier date as a time of supply, then give one reason. Say reason here itself you can give. See, third one, which is the earliest date? 16/8/2017. You can write one sentence. The time of supply is 16/8/2017, because the payment received information is shown in the books of account of supplier on 16/8/2017, and it is prior to the date of removal of goods, it is prior to the date of issue of invoice, and it is prior to the amount actually credited into credited to bank account. Therefore, time of supply is 16/8/2017. And the last one, date of removal is 25th August, date of issue of invoice is 31st August, bank credit is September 5th, books of account 4th September, and date of receipt shown by recipient. So 23rd August 2017. Therefore, earlier date is this one, date of receipt shown by recipient. Therefore, time of supply is 23rd/8/2017 only, because this information is prior to the date of removal of goods as well as prior to the date of issue of invoice. Therefore, time of supply is 23rd August 2017, that is the date of receipt shown by the recipient. Like that you have to write the explanation part. So date of receipt shown is time of supply. TOS means time of supply. Quickly go to the problem number 6. 6 and 7 is very simple problem, similar kind of problem. Quickly I will finish. So problem number 8 is little bit different type of problem that I will discuss later. So 6th and 7th we'll finish it off. From the following information of Mr. Chetan, once again, a registered dealer determine the time of supply of goods in each of the following independent cases. So first one, once again the same 4 information is given. Date of removal 25th August. I think the same problem, this one, isn't it? Yeah, it is the same problem. I'm sorry, problem number 5 as well as problem number 6, you can observe here it is the same problem. Or is there any changes in the date? I don't think so. 25th, 31st. Yeah, it is the same. Okay, once again I will not discuss then. No, problem number 6, problem number 5 and 6, it is almost the same. It is the same problem actually. Yeah, go to the problem number 7. Problem number 7, you can see problem as well as solution in a single slide. Determine the time of supply of goods in each of the following independent cases in accordance with the provision of section 12 of the CGST Act, that is Central Goods and Service Tax, Central Goods and Service Tax Act 2017, in case the supply does not involve movement of goods. So how many columns are there? Different cases are there. Date of issue of invoice is given, date when goods made available to recipient, nothing but the date of removal of goods only, given in a different manner, that's it. Date of receipt of payment, only 3 information. You have to compare 3 data and you have to identify the time of supply. Date of issue of invoice is 2nd October, date of removal of goods is 3rd October, date of receipt of payment 15 November 2017. So which is the time of supply? 2nd October 2017 is the time of supply, because invoice is issued before the removal of goods. Very simple. Second one, date of issue of invoice is 4th October, date of removal of goods is 1st October, date of receipt of payment 25th November 2017. So which is the time of supply? First 1/10/2017 is the time of supply, because invoice is issued after the removal of goods. Therefore, the date of removal of goods itself is considered as a time of supply. So since goods are made available to the recipient before issuance of invoice and before receipt of payment, therefore time of supply is the date of removal of goods, or it is the date when goods made available to recipient. Third one, 4th November 2017, 6th November 2017, but payment received 1st October 2017. So which is the time of supply then? 1st October 2017, because payment is received before the date of invoice plus payment is received before the date of removal of goods. Therefore, time of supply is date of receipt of payment, since payment is received before the issue of invoice, before the date of payment, payment is received before the issue of invoice as well as before the removal of goods. Therefore, date of payment itself is considered as a time of supply. And the last case, date of issue of invoice is 3rd October, date of removal of goods is 4th November, date of receipt of payment is 10th October. So which is the earliest date? Date of issue of invoice, that is 3rd October 2017 is the time of supply, because invoice is issued prior to the removal of goods. Very simple. Invoice is issued, bill is issued before the removal of goods. Therefore, the date of issue of invoice itself is considered as a time of supply. Yeah. Last problem. Problem number 8. Problem number 8. Determine the time of supply in the following cases. Determine the time of supply in the following cases. We'll discuss one by one because it is a slightly different kind of problem. Few rules are there that I will explain at the time of solution itself. So we'll discuss one by one. So total 4 cases are there. First case, Mr. A supply the service to a dealer. It is a service information actually. Yeah, Mr. A supplies the service to a dealer worth rupees 2,50,000. Date of invoice, 1 minute. Yeah, 2,50,000. Date of issue of invoice is 10/10/2017. Underline the date. Date of issue of invoice is 10th October 2017. Advance received is 1 lakh rupees on 15/9/2017. Balance amount received on 11/10/2017. Now what you have to calculate? You have to calculate time of supply. You have to calculate time of supply in the first case. See, total supply of service amount is 2,50,000. Date of issue of invoice is 10th October. But in that 2,50,000, only 1 lakh rupees is received on 15/9/2017. Balance amount received on 11/10/2017. Use the same trick. So which is the earliest date here? 15/9/2017. Therefore, time of supply for the advance amount is 15/9/2017. You can see the solution for the first question. See, for advance money received rupees 1 lakh, the time of supply shall be 15/9/2017. And for the balance amount, because what is the service amount? The value of service is 2,50,000. In that 2,50,000, 1 lakh is received as advance. So for that 1 lakh rupees, time of supply will be 15th. Time of supply shall be 15/9/2017. But for the balance 1,50,000, time of supply is 10/10/2017. Why 10/10/2017? Because you have to compare the date of issue of invoice 10/10/2017 as well as balance amount received 11/10/2017. Whichever is earlier date is considered as a time of supply. So which is the earliest date? 10/10/2017. You understood? Value of supply is 2,50,000. 1 lakh received on 15/9/2017. Therefore, for 1 lakh rupees, time of supply is 15 September 2017. But for the balance amount, how much is the balance amount? 1,50,000. Those 1,50,000 rupees, you have to compare two things. What and all you have to compare? Date of issue of invoice as well as date of amount received. Both the things you have to compare, and whichever is earlier is considered as time of supply. 10th October and 11th October. So earlier is 10th October. Therefore, time of supply is 10th October 2017. Underline. For the balance amount 10th October 2017. For advance amount 15/9/2017. Yeah, now similarly the second case. Second case. Yeah, what is the second case says? Mr. B supplies goods worth rupees 25,300. Observe the amount, very important. Supply the goods worth rupees 25,300 to Mr. C. So Mr. B is the supplier, Mr. C is the recipient. And issue invoices dated 25/7/2017. One date you got underline. So issue of invoice is 25th July 2017. for rupees 25,300. See, 25,300 worth of goods is issued, supplied, and invoice is issued for 25,300 only, but Mr. C pays 26,000. Try to understand. For 25,300 worth of goods, Mr. C pays 26,000. That means extra amount paid, isn't it? For 25,300, 26,000 paid. That is the which date? 30th July 2017. Against such supply of goods, the excess of 700 rupees, how much excess paid then? 25,300 worth of goods supplied, but Mr. C pays 26,000. So excess amount is just 700. So you have to be one rule is there here. If the excess amount is less than 1,000, one rule. If the excess amount is more than 1,000, one rule. I will explain that. But here excess amount is just 700. That is less than how much? Less than 1,000. Okay, then the excess of rupees 700 is adjusted in the next invoice of the supply of goods issued 5th August 2017. Identify the time of supply and value of supply. So here what happened is, I told already, if the excess amount is less than 1,000, then time of supply shall be the date of issue of the first invoice only. See, more clarification you need means go to the answer part. See, underline the answer. If the excess amount received is less than 1,000, then time of supply shall be the date of issue of first invoice. Identify which is the date of issue of first invoice. First invoice is issued on which date? 25th 7 2017. You see the question. 25th July 2017 is the first date of issue of invoice. Therefore, that amount itself is considered as a time of supply. But if the excess amount is more than 1,000 rupees, you have to compare different date. That comparison I will tell you in the next case. But in simple, if the excess amount is less than 1,000 rupees, what you have to do? The date of first receipt is considered as a time of supply. So here first receipt date is 25th July 2017. Therefore, time of supply is 25th July 2017 only. Then one more question is there. What is the value of supply? Value of supply is 26,000 only. Why? Because for 25,300 worth of goods, how much recipient paid? 26,000 paid. Even though he paid extra 700 rupees, 26,000 is considered as a value of supply. So value of supply is 26,000. Time of supply is the first date of receipt of goods or issue of receipt. Date of issue of receipt. Date of issue of first invoice. That is 25th July 2017. Read the third question. That time you will understand. Here two different analysis is there. One is if the excess amount is less than 1,000. Another one is if the excess amount is more than 1,000. Now read the third one. Mr. D supplies goods worth rupees 30,300. What is the worth of goods supplied? 30,300 to Mr. E, and issue invoice dated 22nd 7 2018. This is the first date of issue of invoice, 22nd 7 2018, for rupees 30,300. 30,300 goods distributed or supplied. For same 30,300 invoice is issued, but Mr. E pays 36,000. See, extra he paid. How much extra he paid? Almost 5,700 he paid extra. In the previous case, he paid only excess 700 rupees, that is less than 1,000. But here, excess amount is more than 1,000. How much excess amount paid? 5,700. And it is adjusted in the next invoice for the supply of goods issued on 5th August 2017. Now, date on which payment is entered in the books of account of the supplier, 30th August 2017, and date on which payment is credited to bank account, 28/8/2017. Almost 3 to 4 dates are given. Now, rule is very simple. If the excess amount paid is more than 1,000 rupees, you cannot take time of supply as a first receipt date, but instead of that you have to compare all the date and you have to take into consider whichever is earlier date as whichever is earlier date is considered as time of supply. You can see the solution now. Since the excess amount is received is more than 1000, the time of supply shall be the date on which payment is entered in the books of account of the supplier, or date on which payment is credited to the bank account, whichever is earlier. Remember, you are not taking into consider of date of issue of invoice. You are considering only two things. What and all you are comparing? You are comparing the payment information is entered in the books of account that date, plus the actual payment credited to bank account that date. You are comparing, whichever is earlier is considered as a time of supply. Therefore 30th August 2017 as well as 28th August 2017, so whichever is earlier is 28th August 2017, that date is considered as a time of supply. Read the question carefully. Here excess amount is more than 1000, that time this date 22nd 7 2018 date we are not considering. That is the rule. If the excess amount more than 1000 means you have to compare only the two things. What and all you have to compare? You have to compare the date of payment is entered into a books of account plus the date on payment is entered into a bank account. These two date you have to compare. Whichever is earlier date is considered as a time of supply. Therefore 28th August 2017 is the time of supply. But if the payment is less than 1000 means what you have to do? You have to consider first date of issue of invoice, that is 25th 7 2017 in the case of second what example. So third one, I hope you have understood. The last case, if the date of issue of invoice is 21st December 2017, due date for issue of invoice. What do you mean by due date? Before that date invoice has to be issued by the supplier to the recipient. Therefore the due date of issue of invoice is 15th December 2017, date of payment received is 10th December 2017, and date on which amount is credited to bank account is 12th December 2017. Now here it is a simple case. All the date you have to observe, and earlier date is considered as a time of supply. So here advance amount not there, then excess amount paid is not there, only the date information is given. How we are doing the problem, how we are solving the problem for the previous example and all, in the same manner you have to determine the time of supply. So here date of issue of invoice is 21st December, due date that is the last date for issuing the invoice is 15th December, date of payment received is 10th December, that credited to bank account is 12th December. So whichever is earlier date is, which one is earlier date? 10th December 2017, that is the date of payment received, that is considered as a time of supply. You can see the last solution. If the date of issue of invoice is 21st December 2017, due date of issue of invoice is 15th December 2017, date of payment received is 10th December 2017, and date on which amount is credited to the bank account of supplier is 12th December 2017. So answer is time of supply is 10th December 2017. Why? Because the earlier of the date of issue of invoice or due date of issue of invoice or date of advance payment received or date on which amount is credited to bank account, earlier is considered as a time of supply, that is 10th December 2017. That is the which date? 10th December 2017. The date of payment received 10th December 2017, that is considered as a time of supply. So that's it. This is the problem relating to time of supply. So students, once again I will brief all the syllabus relating to indirect taxation. We have 6 modules. Majority of the problems, majority of the modules are theory part. We have problems in module number 2, module number 3 and module number 5. Module number 5 problems are relating to custom duty calculation. First of all, calculating the assessable value, then the calculation of custom duty payable, So there you have to concentrate on basic custom duty, additional custom duty or countervailing custom duty, safeguard duty, anti-dumping duty, NCCD, that is National Calamity and Contingent Duty. These aspect you have to take into consider. And in the module 2, we have the concept relating to place of supply, time of supply, value of supply. So in these three cases, value of supply calculation we have discussed, calculation of GST calculation, nothing but levy of GST calculation we have discussed, and yesterday and today's class we have discussed time of supply. Only one thing we have not discussed, that is a place of supply, but place of supply theory part I have explained. So go through the theory part rules. Problem we have not discussed, I agree, but whatever the remaining concept, the theory part as well as problem, complete aspect we have discussed. So go through, collect some important questions. You can refer the degree question paper. Important questions you note down, especially the theory part, and problem obviously custom duty calculation as well as time of supply as well as value of supply calculation. Definitely problems they will ask. So whatever the problem we have discussed, in each cases 8 problems we have discussed. In the case of time of supply, only 7 problem we have discussed. That is enough because that is simple problem. So study well, don't waste the time. um, Clear the exam in a single attempt. So in between any doubt you have means you can ask. Now almost only 2 to 3 minutes left out. Later also you can ask. You can ask in WhatsApp group also, not a problem. So in tomorrow I will share once again all the 6 modules PPT as well as PDF. PPT plus PDF complete notes with the explanation I will share in tomorrow's tomorrow I will tomorrow I will share in WhatsApp group. So collect and read well. So all the best, do well in the exam, and stay safe always. Thank you.